guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I sort of talked about this in the last video I did, where I was predicting some Rainbow Six Siege games about how Brazil just makes no sense to me, and how different the strength of the orgs and rosters is from how it used to be. And so I'm gonna just take this time to try and talk about like a historical how these teams currently would do if it was like these teams, but back when I used to watch in, I think it was 2019 I started watching. I watched a bit in 2020, so maybe there's a bit of 2020 bias in there, but like 2019 should have been when I stopped watching properly. Wait, let me just move my cam. Uh, Actually, my cam's fine. Sorry. We can go with, let's start with last place. So I think for this, it's fairly obviously for me going to be Team One or Furia. Furia as an org were never successful when I watched, which is hilarious because they currently sit in fourth place in the league. And Team One don't have any players that I particularly recognize. However, I do recognize Dots and Dash, which mean for me it's got to be Furia in dead last and Team One is the team above them. And it's not really like a tier break. I will adjust these and like change tier breaks and stuff, but we'll see as to how that sort of works out. Um, Next, I think it fairly comfortably has to be between W7M, Zero Zero Nation, and BD. BD have Patoxy Ion, who I know. W7M have Herds and GDN, who were like making a name for themselves. The Zero Zero Nation have Sexy Cake, KDS, and Live. And as I mentioned last time, it's crazy, but Neskin is a player, Brazilian Siege player, and his name has been used since 2010, which was before Nesk was famous. So he's not like his name's not stolen or anything. It's crazy. Um, I have to say, I think BD are probably last out of those two, and then I'd say W7M and Zero Nation are probably equal. Oh shit, there you go. That'll do. Actually, as I didn't make this tier list, I'd like to point out this is being used on Tier Maker. Someone else made it. Next we have probably FaZe or INTZ. INTZ have Drunks, Fitz, and Hornetal, who are all making names for themselves and were looking very strong future players. Meanwhile, FaZe have Astro Cameraman, who were established players at this time, Bullet and Cyber, who were coming up as players, and then I don't know anything about Zach PPWs or PPWS or Souls. Sorry, that name's like really confusing when you've never seen it. Do they have a pronunciation guide? Nope. Fine. Pedro Santos. No, Pedro Sabino. PPWS. No clue. As you can tell, I haven't watched any BR6 this season. Um, I have to say, I think INTZ would be fairly comfortably behind FaZe, so that's what we're going to predict. So that leaves us with NIBR, MIBR, NIP, and TL. MIBR have Reduct, Fools, Lukid, who were sick, and they were like the future of Brazilian Siege. Meanwhile, Team Liquid have Nesk, Resets, Palu, and PSK, who were like fairly decent. Nesk and I want to say Palu were falling off, and then Resets and PSK were like semi-mid at the time. NIP have Kamikaze, Saiku, Muzi, and Pino, who were like they were the shit at the time. They were like amazing, and I think it's fairly comfortable to say it's that. If I had to be completely honest, I'd probably do this. Um, if I had to order it, it would be like that. So this is like a decent starting point for the tier list. It'll be interesting to compare this with how the BR6 takes place in real life, as we can have a look quickly at the BR6, both currently and previously, and we can try and compare and see like quite how close. So let's look at stage one to start off with. Um, W7M, yeah. TL, fairly close. T1, mm, yeah. Furia, again, not very close. Black Dragons, still not very close. Phase, ooh, like it's not too far off. MIBR, mm, Int Zero Zero Nation, uh, yeah. Zero Zero Nation were pretty fair. No, they weren't exactly, I think. NIP, oh god, they're the opposite of where they should be, in my opinion. Uh, Coming from 2019. It's actually crazy. This is really insane to think about. And then if you look at stage two, like teams have woken up, and like you can imagine that this is partially due to whatever postseason tournaments people had and whatever postseason prep people had. But still, BD completely wrong place. T1, oh Team One, sorry, still completely the wrong place. W7M, still not particularly close. Furia, still not very close. NIP, I mean they're getting closer. INTZ, they're pretty close. Phase, no. TL, no. OIBR, no. Zero Zero Nation, no. It's not getting very close. I think it'll be interesting. Uh, we'll have to see. We'll do a counter as to how many of uh these I get right. So we'll have the bottom two get relegated, right? That's normally how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. Or is it just one? Maybe it's just one. We'll see how many will get relegated. So I'm predicting. Let's say for sake argument's sake, I'm predicting BD T1, Team One, sorry, and Furia to be in the relegation. Right? For argument's sake, those three count, no matter how the relegation works. And I'm predicting to go to. You say SI? Yeah, I think we're gonna say it. We're gonna say, yeah, we're gonna predict that these four go to SI. NIP, MIBR, TL, and phase. And if we are even remotely accurate, that will be amazing. I highly doubt it. It's not looking very positive. I mean, we have a collective Team Liquid are fairly close, but none of the others actually have any any points. Jesus, my bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, been at least we're somewhat close. I mean, we've got a team with points. Go Team Liquid. I'm a big TL fan right now, uh, but not your league team. Your league team needs to lose games. That's all from me. If you enjoyed this kind of video, hit the like button. I won't do too many like this. This was just a bit of a random one, and it's not very repeatable. It's a bit bloated and long. I'm sorry about that for what it is. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.